me for a good bit. How's everyone doing this morning? Oh man, looks like we got 10 people in here. Wow. Look at that chat. Holy smokes. Ozark Life Off Grid. That is my new channel. If you guys didn't see that at the first part of the chat there. Got Roberta's Artistic Adventures in here. Sandy Wilkerson. Roberta said, David, your new channel isn't coming up in my search. Can you leave a link to it so I can add to my database spreadsheet of YouTubers? She's got us on a list. I don't know how to do a link to it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I can't get you a link or something to it later. I haven't posted any videos on it yet, so it may not show up. I was thinking you'd be able to click on it. Oh, hang on just a second. I'll be right back. Okay. I messed up, guys. Hang on. I should not do that, right? My eyes have been killing me today. Can you tell my eyes are all red right now? That insulation in the bus. Whoo, man. Let me see if I can leave a chat here. Let's see. I don't know how to do that. I've never tried to do a chat on here before. Oh, I didn't know I could do this. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. Looks like I got flies flying around me or something. What's up with that? Let's go back to normal. That's not what I want. Hang on. Yeah. Well, I went over to that channel of mine because I clicked on it, Ozark Life Off Grid. And anyways, that's where I went. I went over there and was trying to share the link, but I don't know how to chat in my own chat. So got Karen Spear in here. I probably missed a whole bunch of people. We got Fallen Arkansas Veterans, Mary Jimison, Redbird Farm, Sandy Wilkerson. I think I already said your name before. Doesn't hurt to say it twice, right? Dawn Lee, good morning. Let's see. I think I seen Like a Bully Homestead in here. Everyone saying good morning. The coffee is very hot. Burning my lips off. All right. Are you guys ready for it? Check this out. We got 24 people in here. That's awesome. I guess whenever I share this on Facebook and all that stuff, we get a lot more people in here. There it is. This is not like the final product. These are all prototypes. Here's another one. Let me got something on it here. A little spec. This is the second one I did right here. And I'm kind of thinking I might see if I can't get a gold metallic and a silver metallic thread. Somebody commented on my last video, the one I uploaded at like 4 o'clock this morning. What's up, Chris Reed? So anyways, thinking about making a couple of these for my members, the members of my channel. And it'll have, like, I'm thinking about doing a brown handle with a gold axe head on it for members. Probably I'll do some kind of different colors or something. But guys, these right here these aren't really my doing. I mean, I did make the logo and everything, but Dawn Lee did the, what do you call it? She digitized my logo and sent that to me in Messenger. I didn't even know you could do that in Messenger, but she sent it to me. And I got on my laptop, downloaded that. It was very simple, very easy. Transferred it over to a thumb drive, plugged it into the machine, and that's where I started having issues, was getting the machine to go. And then I figured out that you got to actually hit the go button on it. It's been a couple of years since I've used the sewing machine, so um, yeah. So, anyways, we got it working, and she's going to do a few other customizations to it. I wanted the letters a little bit bigger so we can read them a little better. So she's got to like move those a little bit, make them a little bit bigger. And I think she's going to probably make a little bit bigger border or something on it. That way it looks better. Uh, I've been having a little issue with the stuff right here on the sides. It's hard to see right now, but the border is kind of misaligned right there. But I think you could tell the fabric was actually pulling in a little bit, so I think that's part of it. But I think she's got some things up her sleeve to fix that. So we'll see what she can work her magic. And thank you so much, Dawn Lee. Guys, she has spent a ton of time fixing this and trying to make it what I want. I'm not trying to be too picky or anything, but I want it to be good. The off on button is always a good place to start. Yes. Good one. Ellie's Adventure. I might need to go check out your channel sometime. Roberta said cut file. Yeah, I don't have to like hit the cut or cut file or whatever. I've seen people doing that in videos, like on their laptop or whatever, or their computer, like cutting it, pasting it, or whatever. I literally just clicked on it and it automatically downloaded. And then I went to my download folder and clicked on it and drug it over to the thumb drive, dropped it in there, plugged the thumb drive into the what is it, the Brother SE625. Yep, and voila, I was up and going in about an hour. If I knew more or whatever, if I was like a professional at this or whatever, I would be up and running a lot quicker. But it is a learning thing for me. Number 2 looks good. Maybe shorten the axe just a bit. I don't know. I'm thinking actually just make the oval a little tiny bit bigger. It's hard to make it any bigger because my hoop, she sized it down and it was still having trouble. It was saying that it was too big for the hoop and whatnot. Said that it was a 4x4 hoop, and it looks like to me it's like a 6x4, 4x6, something like that. It's actually a rectangle, so that's weird. But yeah, we're talking stuff I have no clue about. So I just inadvertently bought a machine that can do embroidery. I just wanted a plain Jane sewing machine. I'd had a sewing machine before. I like the old time, like the Singers, the really old ones with electric motor on it, but you can like move the electric motor away and you can crank it by hand. I used to have one of those. My mom had one years and years ago, and I used to sew leather and stuff with it. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a cobbler's sewing machine so I can get back into doing leather stuff. But I don't know. Lila said, excellent, Don Lee. Heck yeah. Let's see. How long does it take to stitch one? Well, with changing the bobbins and all that stuff, it takes about an hour, maybe a little bit. It's probably been taking longer than an hour. I haven't really timed it yet, but Another thing she's working on is putting two of them so I can actually stitch two of them at one time, where we can do like the green, the brown, the white, the silver, and the black, kind of on two different ones, fit both of those inside the hoop. I'm hoping that she can do that because that will cut it in half. And if we can do that, I've already I quoted Ivy's family factotum. He said he wanted one. I quoted him $25. That was just kind of a quick off the cuff, just like, this is basically, if I want to make 20 bucks an hour, and I've got probably more than $5 in it, in, materials and stuff like that, electricity and everything. So just say there's $5 in it. That's also considering the $2 that PayPal is going to take out plus the shipping. I don't have any idea what it's going to cost to ship one, but I'm just saying that $5 should cover the shipping, the $2 for PayPal and materials, and then 20 bucks basically for an hour. So that would be kind of the, when you guys are wanting to help out a channel, you're basically, you're spending $5 for the patch and 20 bucks, for my time and effort and everything. Let's see. Yeah, and yeah, I'm trying to sell these so I can actually raise enough money. I got a bug or something hovering around me here. I'm trying to raise enough money to get the bus legal. That's going to be pretty difficult to do. I want to get it legal within the next month. That's why I've been busting it as hard as I can on the bus, trying to get everything done. We got I don't know why I said we, I got the hot water heater, the tankless hot water heater, up yesterday. Got the chimney or whatever you want to call it through the roof. Got the roofing tar stuff all over it. Hopefully that doesn't leak on me. I ran into town. I got 2 batteries for it. Put the batteries in it, turned it on, and nothing. So I don't know if I'm going to have to send that thing back or what. I really, really want to have hot water in here, but I'm not going to complain about it until I get the water hooked up. I still got to do all the plumbing today, and get the propane hooked up to it. And then if it don't turn on, well, I might have some issues. Yeah, good job, Dawn Lee. And guys, she has donated her time to doing this, and that's just, just to show you guys, no matter how small it may seem, those little donations that everyone does, whether it be your time, just watching my videos over and over again, watching through the ads, all that kind of stuff, all of that, all those little things that, helps me make a little bit of money for what I do here on YouTube, that helps me make money, and that helps me put back into this channel, and that helps me go do things like helping out Crazy Ed, or a future project like going down and helping out Mama V. So you guys that are doing these small things for me helps me out. Dawn Lee helping me out here. I mean, who knows how much would it cost me to get the software, to be able to do that, plus all the time. I would have spent at least a week, and that's being very conservative. It probably would have took me 2 or 3 weeks to learn how to do just work with the software to do that right there. That would be like 2 weeks of me just watching YouTube videos on how to do stuff, plus having to pay for the software, and then all the trial and error, the years and years of experience that she has just doing this right here. And there's still going to be some trial and error in there, but I've got lots of thread. And I've got a whole bunch of material that I bought for making face masks that I made a few and then I quit. I was like, this is a joke. So I quit making them, but I made a few, and I wore them at work and stuff for a little bit just because I had to. And then, yeah. Sandy Wilson said, David, did you use a stabilizer? What's a stabilizer? I used a backer. Damn. I'll show you what I used. If you're talking about like sizing or anything like that, I didn't use anything like that. I used non-woven backer. I bought that like 2 years ago. What it was actually everything they had left. That was actually what I was using for the filter for the masks. And then I just used this right here material. Let me show you what happened with the first one. The first one, I tried not using any material at all. I tried using just the backing material, and the needle just basically cut out the paper, and it got all bunched up and everything. It was a catastrophe. The other mistake I made was I didn't change the color of the thread on the bobbin. So as you can see, it was white. I kind of knew that, but I also kind of figured it was going to fail too. So that's why I kind of cheaped out on it the first run around, and I was like looking at it. I said, it's turning out all right for, doing everything wrong until it completely failed. But so I've got this material here. I was making masks out of that, and then I've got this material that I was making masks out of. It's got like the moose and all kinds of stuff, but I'm kind of thinking about using that for some curtains in the bus, possibly, maybe. I don't know. I am not that great with a sewing machine. I just, I think it's important for every guy out there to have the knowledge to know how to fix your own dang clothes and be able to run a sewing machine. I know there's kind of this like stigma, like, oh, that's like a female type, that's what females do or whatever. Yeah, I don't think so. I like knowing how to do stuff for myself. I do not like having to be dependent on someone else, and I love being creative. So yeah, it's not like a gay thing or anything like that. I know that's what a lot of people would suggest, like, oh, you're sewing or whatnot. It's not usually a guy thing, right? Although I have seen quite a few YouTube videos out there of guys that do this, the embroidery and stuff, like specifically on this machine, showing you how to do that stuff. So Pamela Liming says, the patch is awesome. Thank you. And Sandy said, Dave, oh, I already read that one. I don't know what stabilizer is. I'll get back to that here in a minute, probably. I'm sure you probably already commented. I just celebrated 59 and am a niece to change my situation. That's Ellie's Adventure. Awesome. Rebecca Davis, Touched by Yarns. Good morning, everyone. Going to work now and listen to this. Awesome, Rebecca Davis. Hey, that's another thing. I do know how to crochet also. A little bit. I literally have I've got one crochet needle to my name. That's all I need right there. I think I can make anything with that right there. But, crocheting is so time consuming, and it's not something, all right, let's say when I get old and decrepit and crippled and I can't walk or anything, I'll probably be doing stuff like that. I've got to be doing stuff. I got to be like crocheting or sewing or welding or, running a cutting torch or editing video. I got to do something. I can't stand to just sit around idle. What kind of camera is behind you on the tripod? Well, there's two of them. I got my GoPro right here. This is what I usually use, my GoPro. I can just clamp it on about anywhere. It's got the wide angle lens on it. I've been using that for filming and stuff. And also this is my Canon 80D. That's 80D. It's hard to say that. It sounds like I'm saying ADD, like ADHD and stuff. But yeah, that's my Canon, and I got the what is that? I've got 3 lenses for it, and this one is the EFS 18 to 135 millimeter. This was the kit lens, I guess, that come with it, and I got the oh, it's a motorized zoom on there. Hopefully, here pretty soon I'll get that gummit. Hopefully I'll get the video edited and out there here pretty soon. I was trying to do some of them Jason Crocker like cinematic shots with it in the morning as the sun is coming up through the windows of the bus and all that cool stuff. Yeah, so it's a Canon 80D. I have a, I can't even remember, it's a telescopic zoom lens for it, and I've also got the ultra wide angle lens. LA's Adventure, hood's custom on top of handle and shop underneath. I don't want to change my logo. I like it like that right there. I've got a lot of suggestions, like, and I don't want anything underneath here, because in the future, I mean, that could be like, if I sell this patch to you, you can take this in to somebody, a seamstress or whatever, and have them stitch in, let's say, your name or something right there. So I want to leave that open, and I've went through a lot of stuff just to make that logo right there. I really don't want to change it. I will. The only thing I'll be willing to kind of change on it as far as colors, I want the green for the oval, and white for the stitching or for the letters, and then the handle color and the axe head, I could change those. But it's kind of like when you copyright something, those are specific things about it that I'm copywriting. So Dawn is a talented YouTuber. Dawn, do you even have videos out there? I don't think I've actually checked out to see if you had videos on your channel. Looks like I got a $20 super chat that I haven't found. Haven't got to it yet. I'm trying to scroll on down through here. Don Lee said, Sandy, type in your machine model number in YouTube and it will bring up tons of how-tos. Yes, there's a ton of videos on the Brother SE625. A lot of the Brother 600 series are pretty much the same from what I can tell. We got Motocross Chicken here somewhere. Seen someone, Mary Jimison, saying hi to you. Yes, you have an account for all expenses, fabrics, backer threads, metallic threads. Cost more, wear and tear on the machine, your time, packaging and shipping. Yeah. Packaging and shipping, however, should not be a whole lot. Because I think, like this right here, I don't have to put it in a bubble mailer. I can probably just stick that in a regular envelope, but nonetheless, it's still an expense. So yeah, $5 covering like the $2 or whatever that PayPal's going to take out of the 25, plus their other like 60 cents or whatever when you transfer it sometimes. So that's almost $3 right there. Then the cost of material. Man, that coffee's making me burp. But like this right here, I bought this 2 years ago. You can see it says like $4.97 on it. So yeah, that's about what that material cost 2 years ago. Now it costs even more. The thread is one thing I noticed. Like a lot of the thread that I bought a while back was like a $1.89 or $1.99, something like that. And now it's like $3 or something. I was like, holy cow. It's like everything's just costing more now. But luckily, I have a bunch of this green thread right here. Now this right here does not work very good on my machine, so I actually devised a way. I don't know if I can show you guys this. Let's see here. So I figured out how to take one of these, and this right here, this is a 1/4-inch drive, and I just press that in there like that. Ingenuity. So that's how I wound that. And this right here, I just put it in a coffee cup, and I hold the drill up above it with this thing up here, and then hold my finger on it and just guide it back and forth. Works pretty good. But I kept running into issues. If I use this, I had to turn it upside down, and as the thread got down here, it would try to wrap around the post, and it kept snapping the thread, and that is a pain. If you guys know what I'm talking about. The software runs about $500. Woo! Ouch. Yeah. The software for my CNC router is $800 for me to be able to dabble in the it's not 3D. People call it 3D, but it's actually the 2.5D. Like what I do right now is just 2D. All the carvings like the Possum Run, Homestead, Plaque, that is just a 2D carving. And I want to get into 3D so I can do my cabinets in here at some point. I want to carve like elk and deer and mountains and, you know, the whole scene and stuff into those cabinet doors. That's why I bought that machine. But the software is $800 to even get started into that and start learning it. I don't have $800 to do that. I got other things that I need to like get the bus legal and stuff. But yeah, $500. Whoo, dang. That's, yeah. You got to be ready to, I mean, I'm not wanting to do like a whole bunch of different designs for people and stuff like that. I got like 2 designs I want to do. Mainly this one right here. And if that's all I had was that right there, that would work fine. I'm sure people would buy that. I just, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I kind of want the letters a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit bigger border around it. I mean, it's not that big a deal because when you take it to somebody to have that sewed on, they're probably going to sew around, they could sew around that and just have it, whatever they call that, where it steps back and forth, and they could border it. Let's see, if you do custom jobs for other people, don't forget the setup time if you do the logo yourself or if they provide one. Yeah, the other thing is, even if they provide one, it's still a ton of work. I have a very good idea of how many hours Dawn Lee has already put into this, and granted, I sent her, you know, something. This is upside down. This is pretty darn simple right here. Now, like when I done the Crocker's plaque, holy smokes, there was so much detail on that. I spent days working on that, just taking his image of the tiny house and everything, bringing that into Paint Shop Pro, and literally just going through and erasing things pixel by pixel. And then after doing all of that, having to take it into Inkscape and doing a trace bitmap on it, take that over into another software that creates the G code, which is basically the language that the CNC understands, and then saving that, looking at it, you know, going, maybe that's not going to work, and then going back over into Paint Shop, doing the whole process over again. I did that probably 5 or 6 times. It literally took probably a week to get to the point where I could, you know, at least try to carve it. And I think I carved 2 times, and then the 3rd time around it actually worked okay. The biggest problem was on the little coasters that I did. When you take something like that and you blow it up big, it carves just fine. When you bring it down to a little 4x4 for a coffee coaster or drink coaster, whatever, it is, you know, everything compresses, and when you're sitting there carving in wood, you lose a lot of detail because those little pieces of wood will flake out of there. So it's a lot of work, lots and lots of work. Let's see. Any chance the water heater is airbound? Yeah, it's full of air. I haven't hooked it up to water yet. Um, you have to use a good stabilizer. Okay, what's a stabilizer? Someone else asked that. I think it was Sandy asked if I used a stabilizer. Tell me what a stabilizer is. That like the sizing spray where you iron that on and it, like makes it stay? Because I know I definitely need to iron this. It's not wanting to lay flat. So I think I need to spray it with sizing and iron it or whatever. Uh, Backing should be very stiff. Yeah, I don't think it is. uh, it's just being self-reliant. Yes, definitely. That is one thing that I try to do is just be more self-reliant. That is kind of what I'm trying to do. Why I got the bus and everything is to become more self-reliant, go off grid, get rid of the electric bill, uh, become debt free, all that good stuff. Oh, Chris Reed, my cousin, sent me a $20 super chat. Thanks, cuz. Uh, Ellie's Adventure. Your mama did a good job, Dave. What? I get no credit for this? This is a lot of hard work, guys. No, I mean this right here. This is Dawn Lee. This is her doing. I just put it in the machine and got it running. Crochet hook. Yeah. Crochet needle, I think is what I called it. Lila Newton said, thanks, Chris. We have the NASA technology air cleaner, so thankfully no mask needed. Yes. Yep. The trees and everything cleans the air for me. Minnesota gal, I can send you lots of crochet hooks. Don't send me no crochet hooks. Because if you do, I'm going to start making stuff out of them. I won't use them to crochet, trust me. I went on a crochet kick years and years ago. I think my daughter was maybe, I'd say she was like 4, maybe. I know she was walking around, and I didn't have a job for about a month. It was a while before the tornado hit in Joplin, but so I didn't have a job for about a month, and it was right before Christmas, and so I, didn't have a lot of money, and I wanted to make stuff for the kids and my wife and everybody. And my grandma, I remember her crocheting some little like boots. My grandma Hood made these little booty things or whatever that you put on your feet, and she had a hardwood floor. And I remember me and my brothers would put those on. I tell you what, you could get some distance on that hardwood floor, and basically we was polishing the floor for her. But anyways, I was like, I want to see if I can make some. So I went to the store and I bought a few of those little things. I don't know what you call them, bats or whatever, of yarn, just camouflage. And I started making those little boot things. I made one for a pair for my oldest son, my youngest son, and my daughter. And I think I made a pair for myself. And then I made a sock hat all out of camouflage yarn. Um, Stabilizer is a type of interfacing used when sewing and embroidering. Stabilizer is thicker for stability of what you embroider. You don't want the disintegrating one. You need a thick kind. Okay, I'm guessing that's the backer. The lady at Walmart told me, and this, of course, was a couple years ago. She told me this right here, that's what I used for the backer. But it does fall apart. I used it on this one right here. As you can see, it's still in the back right there. And then everything around it, it just tore off. So are you talking about like the material that I'm using basically to sew to, or I don't know. I couldn't find anything other than this. I mean, maybe I'm not looking right, or maybe I need to find a new person at Walmart to help me out with the materials. Roberta said, "Hello, Tony. Our cabin in the woods. Prayers that Angie is doing better. Yeah, hope her leg is doing better. I think it was her ankle. You said got messed up in that accident. Buck cram is the stiffener we used when we sewed hats." Linda Binford. Almost like that reminds me, the other day I was doing a video and I was like, I'll be right back after these messages from Binford Tools. If you guys ever watch Home Improvement, that was one of my favorite shows. Well, Tim Allen, Binford Tools. Motocross Chick said, the patch looks great. Thank you. I think it looks pretty good. I'm thinking about putting it on my hat, which is actually right over there. I got it on the coffee can drying right now. And yeah, it needed washed. I've wore that hat out over the last few years. Don Lee said, sorry I had to duck out for a minute. Food delivery order had to be put away. That's what I need to start doing. I need to start ordering food, like, to be delivered from Walmart. I don't know how well that works. I'd heard that from somebody that they do a lot of substitution when you order, like, you say a certain brand of whatever. They, substitute and stuff, and I guess still charge you for it. I don't know. Sandy Wilkerson said, subscribe to your new channel. Thank you, Sandy. Let's see. Man, dadgummit. I'm too far behind in the chat. Mary Jemison said, just subscribe. Lila Newton. Oh, it looks like Lila just dropped the link at 10:27, and I don't even know what time it is right now. I'm guessing that's the link for my new channel. I got no videos on it, but hopefully I'll get some out there on it. Fallen Arkansas veteran said, try eBay or Amazon to buy the program, much less, but research it. Good to buy what you want. Yeah. Once the software is registered to one person, it's hard to get it to set up on another computer. Yeah, they do that with a lot of software. Like my editing software, the Filmora 9, that thing. I have to turn on the Wi-Fi sharing or whatever, the hotspot on my phone. That's the only internet I have, is just straight through my phone. And so I have to connect my laptop to the internet every now and then to get that to where it doesn't have the watermark. And I got to sign in and all that BS. Stabilizer and backing is one and the same. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you got to talk like you're talking to a 2-year-old when you're talking to me about this, like, sewing and embroidery stuff. I ain't got a clue. Yeah, it's foreign to me. I can make the machine sew in a straight line, sort of. Sandy Wilkerson said, okay, Don, I hear different ones talk about stabilizer, and it led me to believe it was two different things. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was like, is that like two different things? I mean, this lady told me, she's like, well, this is your backer material, and there may be, a stiffer backer material or better one. I don't know. Maybe a woven one. I don't know. There's lots of variables. If you're using a thicker fabric, you could get away with a thinner stabilizer. Okay. Yeah, this material is really thin. Lila said, gonna head out, David. Have a great week. Later, everybody. Bye, Lila. We'll see ya. My mom says, yeah, more like fabric feels like it's kind of sprayed with starch stuff. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking maybe if I sprayed the fabric with sizing or starch, that would maybe help a little bit. I don't know. I noticed between the second go around, all right, so this was the first one, the complete fail, and this one right here was the second one, and you can't really tell because I actually cut it off, right? But there was like, well, yeah, it's hard to tell, but this one was off by quite a bit. And the material, when I put it in the hoop, it was kind of loose, right? And it just got looser as it went. And so this one right here, I actually put that backer behind it and I stretched it as hard as I could. Man, it's raining now. I gotta close this the escape hatch on Freedom 1. Oh. Oh yeah, that is another thing. Is I finally named the school bus. The name is Freedom 1. If you guys didn't catch that in my previous post, and that basically came from me getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and popping the hatch open, setting up my camera here and like doing some nighttime shots and stuff with it. And it literally kind of looks like you're looking out of a spaceship. It's pretty cool. So I called it Freedom 1 because I wanted to call it Freedom. And I knew eventually the name would come to me. It's just, it's kind of hard to do. I know everyone was like, well, call it the Duck or whatever. It's like, that's kind of what my semi-truck was, the Gold Nugget. And I was the Duck, so I don't really want to call the truck or the bus the Duck. I think Freedom 1 is pretty fitting. Let's see. Roberta said I would only change the font to a non-serif, thick block style type. Yeah, I think it would just, it would change the whole logo. Like, yeah, I'm not wanting to change the logo. There's a place at the Walmart checkout where you can specify which products are okay to sell. Oh. Yep. Well, I had that before, and then I was out there around Ed that had the and I didn't get sick. Dadgum. Roberta said, David, your Ozark Life Off Grid channel currently has 17 subs. Woo! That's pretty darn good. Thank you, guys. There's Dutch Creek Cabin. What's up, Drew? What's up, man? Lori Carps. Hey, David. What's up, Lori? Good morning. Dadgum, I've already been on here 43 minutes. Drew in the house. Yeah. He's a cool dude. I love watching his videos. I like he's got a different, like, the way he edits his videos, the way he puts them together and everything. It's different. I've never seen anyone else do it like he does, and it's interesting. It's just kind of everybody has their own style when they edit videos, and that's kind of when I was trying to work with Ed on, like, say, well, you need to do this or you need to do that, but at the same time, you don't want to do the same thing I do. I learned a lot of stuff from a lot of different channels, actually, but Country Road Cure, I sat down with Anthony and, started learning, like, some of his ways of editing, doing, like, the intro type stuff and everything, and that's one thing I enjoy doing is trying to piece together an intro and make just a really interesting intro. And, when you can do an intro and make it, like, speak without actually having to say words, that's really cool. And when you time it with music or something that just, you don't just throw a song in there. You got to pick something that matches, that works with it. And so anyways, like, you see all these different, the way people, they have their own kind of signature to how they edit video. And that's pretty interesting. I love watching the way Drew does stuff. And sometimes seems a little like boom, all of a sudden you're over here like doing something totally different, but it is what it is, right? It's his story, and it just I don't know. There's some ways that people edit that's annoying, and then there's, it's completely unwatchable, and then there's others like you watch it and you're just like, that's pretty cool, and I think it's really the content on his channel is just it's something I like watching. So Dutch Creek said I only have service for 10 minutes. Must be going up over the mountain or something. I cannot believe it's raining right now. I didn't think it was supposed to rain today. Well, I guess I'm working in the bus today. Trying to scroll down here a little bit. The Okie meetup was rad. Yeah, I kind of wish I could have went, but at the same time, like, there's channels there that I didn't want to associate with, and I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's not a big deal. It's just, I don't know. I just I don't feel it'd be right for me to go to that place, and I just, yeah, I don't know. Minnesota gal said, love the bus name. Thank you. Yeah, it came to me at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Freedom One is a great name. Thank you. Yeah, Don Lee said I was trying to stay close to David's original font. Yeah, I didn't want to change the font. Mainly because that H right there, that's exactly how I signed my name. That's how it looks. And I wanted it to look kind of like I signed it in cursive. There's so many people, like teachers in the school, like they didn't even teach my kids how to write in cursive. And I think that's just like crap, They should be learning how to write in cursive. It's an art form, We should not all be writing in block letters, and people should know how to read cursive. I don't know. It's another one of those things that's being phased out, I guess, by the government. And Dutch Creek said, thank you for the kind words, brother. Well, thank you for making awesome content. I like that last video of yours that I watched. I don't know if you put one out since then, but where you guys are, I guess, going down by the river or the creek in an ice storm. That's pretty cool. Motocross chick Tracy says, I'm hooked on Dutch Creek Cabin. Yep, he does some cool stuff. Yeah, Joy Blessed Life said, right, you don't want to copy folks, but you do want to let them inspire you. Yes. If you can take from a lot of different channels and kind of come up with your own signature or whatever, like your own thing, that's what you want to do. But like what I was, I wasn't trying to bash Ed's videos, but I just, sometimes you just have to blatantly tell someone, look, this sucks, okay? And you cannot just take a song and throw it on there. What the problem is like you need to just spend more time in your editing. You don't just take and go, cut here, speed this up, and leave the audio on there of talking and then throw music over top of it, where basically what it feels like to me is noise pollution. Where you have people talking, you can't understand what they're saying because there's, some song was just thrown on it. It wasn't timed. It didn't like come in at a certain time. It wasn't faded in or anything. And it's really hard to explain that to someone, especially when they're going to take offense to it initially. You're going to be like, oh, screw you. It's, my video, I'll do it how I want. I know how that is. I kind of feel the same way when someone tries to critique me on my videos. Like I'll do a long intro, which I love doing long intros. As a matter of fact, what I've been struggling with the whole last week is I want to do videos that is nothing but an intro, because I got a comment. Someone said intro is too long. And I'm like, all right. So I think what I'll start doing is nothing but intros, and that's it. Because you know what? It's my channel. I'll do it how I like. And some of you all are going to like that. Some of you aren't. So I don't know. I don't want to do it where it's just an intro, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'll show you. I'll just do nothing but an intro. But, at the same time, that's where, like some creators will say the best thing you can do is don't look at the comments at all, because if you read the comments, there's always going to be some comment like that is going to change how you do your videos. It's going to change who you are. And if you don't look at those, then that can't influence you, right? It's really hard to see stuff like that and not let it affect you. I mean, it's really hard to do. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hello. I'm way behind in the chat. I know I am. Redbird Farm said, I agree, David, along with home ec classes. I think I took 1 year of home ec, and I thought I was going to learn how to cook. I didn't learn how to cook in home ec. Like, I think they showed us how to sew a button on. They showed us like the old school way of like balancing a checkbook. Yeah, I mean, thank God for having the internet stuff with your bank account, so you can look in there and see what you got, what you spent, and see what's hit and what hasn't hit or whatever. Because yeah, sitting there writing all that down in a checkbook, I try to keep it all up here, and I know it's going to get worse. Like the older I get forgetful. Tom Lisa, ha ha ha, take this intro and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Mine's not that good yet because I don't have a computer to work with, just an iPad, so I'm struggling to learn with it. Are you talking about editing? Yeah, editing on something like a tablet or a phone where you're actually doing like touch screen. If you can integrate like a mouse, or with the iPad, if you have the iPencil, whatever you call that thing, the iPad Pro, I actually have one that I don't use. I used it only for the 3D printer because it has an app in there that you use that pencil, and designing things in 3D and then printing it out on the 3D printer is just super easy. And so I use that, but I didn't want to pay for the service anymore. So, I mean, I can still use it, but I still would have to pay that monthly fee for that CAD program. And I was just like, it ain't worth it. But yeah, if you can like plug in a mouse to it or something, get a mouse hooked up, that can help a little bit with pinpointing on your timeline of cutting video and all that kind of stuff. I just noticed, like, to scroll through your bar, your video bar, whatever you call that, to get that your cut line or whatever to a certain point is just really difficult on a tablet or a phone. I mean, that's my experience. It's just really difficult. And, putting music in there is not a huge deal, but it's a little different. There's a learning curve to it. The stuff with the computer, I mean, there's a learning curve to that too, but basically I went in a couple of days. I paid for YouTube Premium so I could download YouTube videos, and I went into the free deal or whatever, and I just downloaded all kinds of YouTube music, the copyright free stuff, and that's what I've been using for a while. I need to probably do that again and just download a whole bunch. The problem is like I only did kind of like a certain genres or whatever, and so it kind of really limits what I can put with it. Don Lee said Drew is very kind-hearted. Yep, I got thrown out of home ec class. Don Lee was probably like a know-it-all in home ec, weren't you? You're like probably telling the teacher you're doing it wrong. No, I don't know. Roberta said every YouTuber are at different places in their content and creativity. I am a newbie, so my stuff is unfiltered, unedited, and real time. I want to learn, but it will take time. But I am willing. I am a willing student. Yeah, and it's hard to like try to teach someone. I mean, I think really all Ed needs is to start using his laptop. He needs somebody to sit down, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to actually sit down with him. Like, take his laptop into town, get it on the internet, get the video card and everything like set up the way it needs to be. I had no idea what laptop he was using or anything until I was down there and I seen it. I was like, "Hey, you got the same laptop I got, the exact same laptop." And that's when all of a sudden I knew what his problem was with Filmora 9. And it's not Filmora 9, it's actually the laptop. It's the settings on the video graphics card. They just need to be optimized for video editing instead of gameplay. And it will work fine once he does that. It is a little bit slow if you try to do 4K. I cannot edit 4K. I did one video in 4K and it took me 3 weeks to do it. That's actually the video where I was mushroom hunting and I found the 2 morel mushrooms. I shot that video on the GoPro in 4K, and holy cow, I had to every edit I did in order to watch through that to see how it worked out and timed and everything. I had to actually render the entire video, which took, an hour or two for it to, render. And I started like cutting off the end of the video and deleting it. And I would just render that little piece. And that's how I finally got through it. Ugh, this laptop is way too slow for doing 4K. Um, I would recommend, like, if you guys are looking to get something for video editing, I would be looking like probably at a Sony. That's a Sony Bio or whatever. I don't know what the newest ones are, but yeah, I would be looking for the latest, greatest because you need super fast. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not a tech person, so uh, Walmart computers may not be the best. Let's see. My son attempted to make a blanket in home ec class. I think it is in bag in the closet. Huh. I made a blanket for my semi truck, and I'll have to get it out someday. But it was a bunch of like old pairs of jeans from back when I was welding and stuff. I mean, they were kind of dirty, wore out old jeans. And I just cut the pant legs down and took all of those. I sewed them together. That was actually with an old Singer sewing machine, the kind that you had a foot pedal on it, and there's like a leather thing that went around it. I just took the leather deal off and I used the hand crank on it. So I sewed all of these pant legs together. I'd flip them around and stuff, and then I went and I got some fill, like the batten stuff, whatever you call that. Put some of that in there, and then it was like a sheet on the inside of it. Sewed that together almost like a quilt. That thing was super nice. I actually put it down on my bed in my semi truck, and that was just what I slept on all the time. It was super, heavy duty. Uh, yeah, and when it got really cold, I'd put that thing over top of me, and it felt like a weighted blanket. It was pretty cool, and I made it myself. Um, Don Lee said, all I did was throw all the dirty silverware out the window instead of washing it. That's why they kicked you out. Well, so long as it landed clean on clean grass and it is raining, it will still get washed on. That's a good one. I ain't washing that. Joy Bless Life. So I did intro early on, then decided to only do outro so our TV viewers and new folks see my videos first. And if new folks tend to watch a few minutes, it's something that might help them decide to sub. Yeah, I mean, they say you don't want to make your intro too long, but that depends. I mean, if it's a really interesting intro, I mean, have you watched like the video that Jason Crocker put out? It's actually it's kind of a split up intro, I think, and it's fairly long. I mean, maybe I didn't time it to see how long it was, but you know, and it is very cut up, you know, so it changes scene to scene to scene pretty quick, and the music, the way he pieced that together is just spot on. I mean, the guy has got talents in that. Um, he has paid music or whatever that he's using, which is a huge plus. That's something I will have to look into probably in the next couple of years or so, as my channel, you know, continues to grow. But you know, when some YouTuber says, you know, you need to do this or you need to do that, you cannot like take their what they say as like it's written in stone, like this is how you have to do it. It doesn't work that way because it's very different for everybody. Like I notice a lot of people when they get on YouTube, they'll get a bunch of subscribers and then they don't, you know, they get their 1,000 subscribers or whatever, but they don't have the watch hours. My channel, like I had a ton of watch hours. Watch hours was never an issue with my channel. It was just actually getting people to subscribe. So for the longest time, I never like mentioned, hey, you know, towards the end of the video or even in the middle or the beginning of the video is like, hey, if you guys would please subscribe, blah, 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 you know, smash that thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, you have to say that over and over because even someone like me, I'll be watching somebody's live and then someone says, hey, smash the thumbs up, guys. And guess what? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. You know, I didn't mean to not hit the thumbs up or whatever, but I forget. Everybody forgets, you know, and the best thing you can do is think of it like this. If it's something I would like to watch, well, there's probably other people out there that would like to watch it too. You know, kind of have that thought behind it, right? And rewatch your videos before you post them. If you can't sit through that video, like let's say you got other things you would like to be doing, and if you cannot sit there and actually watch the video, like this right here, there's probably people just listening, they're not actually watching, right? Because, well, who wants to actually stare at my face the whole time? But they might want to hear what I'm saying. So there's that aspect to it. If you know, if you just talk, that's interesting. People want to hear that. They want to, you know, learn things or whatever. But if you can also make your video visually along with audio, you know, it's got to sound good. Your audio's got to be on. If it's off, people will, you know, that is one thing that is written in stone, that if your audio sucks, people will click off your video super fast. I mean, if they get into your video and the first 10 seconds of your video is like a bunch of wind noise or crackling and you can't understand what the person's saying, people will just immediately click off of it. If there's like super loud noises or a really annoying like music intro, people don't like that. They want something that's kind of easy listening, and at the same time, you're not trying to please just a couple of people. Like you have to try to stay in this realm of, you know, like most people are going to like this or whatever. And that's why I really like the intro music where it's like someone strumming a guitar. I mean, not like hard rock. I've tried that before, like heavy metal type stuff that I've listened to in my past and everything. But when you put that on there, and you got to also keep in mind when you look at your analytics, like I look at my analytics, and most the people that watch my channel is 65 or older, right? So that's what YouTube says anyway. And I think most of those people don't even comment because I don't think most of y'all are even that old. Look at that. I just lost people. Um, so you got to think about that too. Like who are the people watching your videos, and you got to try to stay within that realm of what they're going to like. Uh, yeah, there's a ton of things to YouTube. Like Ed was saying, me and him both basically we uploaded the same video, and that was kind of a thing we were trying out to see, what would happen or whatever. And of course, I got more views than he did, but he's a smaller channel, and YouTube doesn't necessarily push his videos out there as much as they do mine. That I think is the biggest thing right there. But there's a few things that he could do with like how he tags the video, stuff like that, that could actually, get it put out there in front of more people. And, like thumbnails and things like that are also a big factor. Oh, let's see here. Sandy Wilkerson said, Don Lee, my sewing machine is not compatible with Apple computers, and that's what I have. And that's okay. That's what I have. That's the problem with me not being able to use the embroidery part of the machine. Ellie's Adventure. All my cameras and laptop are ancient. I am trying. Hey, you know what? You can still do it. I guarantee it. There's been people putting videos out with really old computers for a while. And like this phone, I think it's a S10 that I have that I'm using. I've had this phone for a long time. The screen's cracked on it. And when I shoot video with this phone, people are like, oh, that looks really good or whatever. And I think the problem was when I was doing the editing on the laptop, even footage from the phone, it wasn't that great because the video I think was uploading in 720p instead of 1080. That's something I didn't realize until here recently. My brother TJ was telling me about it. And Donnelly said, I hate Apple for their proprietary policies. Yeah. Apple, what really turned me off with Apple and what I really like, I mean, the number one reason why I went back to a Samsung Galaxy phone is because I can take the micro SD card. I just use that little pin thing, push it, pops up. I take the card out, put another card in. So the way I upload videos, okay, it starts off right here in the GoPro. I shoot my video, whatever. I take that little micro SD card out. I plug it in to my laptop. I do all of my editing. Then when I render that video, I render it back to that SD card, as long as there's enough room on there. Sometimes I have to render it back to my external hard drive, save it in there, and then make sure it's in there. Watch the video. Don't go and delete everything on your micro SD card. Matter of fact, you probably just want to pull that one out, put a fresh one in, then move the file over to your micro SD card. Then you can take that out of your laptop, plug that SD card into your phone, upload it to YouTube through your phone, and it will upload way faster from your phone than it ever will from your laptop over super high speed. I mean, I don't care how fast your internet is on your laptop, it's slow, okay? If you upload from your phone, one thing I found out is if I go to Walmart and I got a 30-minute long video, let's say I upload it from here at my house and I got 2 to 3 bars of signal here at my house, up in my bathroom windows, the best place to upload from. So let's say I put it up there, it will take about an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Really depends on the weather and stuff like that. So normally it's going to take an hour to 2 hours for a 30-minute video. But if I go to Walmart and I connect to their Wi-Fi at Walmart, and while I'm shopping around, it takes maybe 10 minutes to upload the same length of video. It's crazy. But I always use my phone to upload. Uh, and that's the main reason that I went with a Samsung Galaxy. The S9 I started off with several years back. It was a S9 Plus, I think, or S10, something like that. But I still have an S10. And I used to have an S10 Plus, but it broke. I still have that phone, but yeah, it's broken. The screen doesn't work, and that's a AT&T like contract phone, and I cannot get them to release it for some reason, to where I could just bring it over and like go get the screen fixed and all that. I think I can get the screen fixed for like $100 or so. Um, Ultimate Acre said, Grander Rising at Hood's Custom Shop guest and everyone in chat. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling pretty good today. Redbird Farm says, gotta run, guys. Catch y'all later. All right, see you, Redbird Farm. Our lives are dominated by updates. Yeah. Yeah. I need to do an update on YouTube because it's been doing something weird. Y'all let me know. Has your YouTube been doing this, like on your tablet or your phone? I will click on someone's video, like a notification. Let's say Reelin' Grillin' and Chillin' pops up, and I'm like, okay, I want to watch that. And it pops up in YouTube, and Reelin' Grillin' and Chillin' is down here in like the little menu bar or something. And when I click on it to try to make it go full size, it clicks on the video that's really actually underneath of it. It does it every time now. It must be an update thing. I don't know. Because it's done it multiple times to me in the last few days. I'm just like, what the heck? So then, if I want to watch it, I don't have that notification anymore. So I actually have to go back, hit the little magnifying glass and type in Reelin' Grillin' and Chillin', or start typing it in, and it pops up. And then I got to go, I click on his channel, and his newest video is not there. I actually got to, click on the channel again, and then it pops up. YouTube, come on. Really? Let's see. Sandy Wilkerson said, David, I love your channel and your personal standards and beliefs. Thank you. I think I'm a pretty down-to-earth person, pretty well-centered. I don't know. I have a pretty good moral compass, I think. Betty England said, I agree with Ultimate Acres. I don't even know what Ultimate Acres said. I probably missed that. Chris Reed said, will Mikey make you a song? I ain't talked to Mikey in a while. I think he's pretty busy. Last I heard, he is working a different job, like I think working nights or something. But I ain't talked to him in a while. For you guys that don't know Mikey, that's my younger brother, not my youngest brother. TJ's my youngest brother. But Mike, he looks a lot like David Warren from Come On Homestead. Like, they could actually pass as twins. My brother Mike and David Warren, literally. They could, like, you would, if you put those two side by side, yeah, you would think they were twins. Same color hair and everything. Mary Jemison said, Jason Crocker is very talented. That's why I watch his stuff. I mean, sometimes I'm like, dude, you're full of crap. But at the same time, you watch his videos, it's not always about like what he's doing. It's like the style of editing and some of the things he does. Like, you watch some of his videos where he gets very cinematic with that camera. When he's using that high-end camera, I don't know if he's ever using any other camera, but the lighting settings, ISO and aperture and all the stuff, the way he sets that to set up a shot, and the way he moves the camera and everything, like, I can't be that steady with my hands. I don't know how they do that, or if there's video stabilization that they're using or something. Maybe it's built into that camera. You guys will see it. I'll try to get that clip in the intro of the next video that I do. That's something I was working on, but I actually have to use this tripod to get that thing to pan around. And I tried using the manual zoom on it. No bueno. I actually had this thing, if I can find it here, right here. This thing is underneath this lens. It's a it takes 4 AAA batteries, and you got a little thing on there where you can make it zoom in and out, and it's very smooth and controlled. So I actually had to put that on. It attaches and detaches from that lens. That was a fairly expensive, feature to the camera that just came with it. And I never imagined I would ever need to use it. But, just trying to learn how to use this, I mainly bought that not for video. I bought that camera mostly just for the nighttime photography and stuff like that, because I can do really long exposure photos and stuff of the sky and, looking at the stars and stuff. Um, you guys, if you check out my Instagram and stuff, that's where I'll usually be posting pictures of that. I actually have some more pictures that I took early this morning to post up there. I don't know that they're going to turn out real good because there's some clouds in the sky, and the clouds, the way they move, they always seem to blur everything a little bit. But I'll probably post some pictures of it because it's pretty cool. Joy Bless Life said, I'm referring to the same intro video clip that folks add over and over, like their channel trailer, not talking the beautiful footage video Jason puts out first. That's actual vlog. Yeah, I don't like doing the same intro over and over. I've got several intros that I can use, but I hate doing the same thing over and over. Yeah, it just, to me, that gets kind of boring, but at the same time, like Jared Crocker has that same music, on his intros pretty much every video now, I think. It's something that's familiar. So let's say your viewer just, has clicked on a video on YouTube on their TV, and they're over there fixing dinner. They're not actually watching TV, but then, they hear that intro and they're like, oh, that's so and so, and they actually want to go watch, or really actually maybe pay attention or whatever, and then interact. Now, some of those guys, like, you're gonna hear their voice and recognize it, right? But you want something in your video, like your intro or something, to be recognizable. A lot of people say that anyway. Another thing I noticed is your thumbnails. On thumbnails, if you do something that's totally off the wall from what you normally do, like I've seen where Jason Crocker can put a thumbnail out that if you seen it, you wouldn't think it was him or his channel or anything. I don't usually look at the name when something pops up. I see the thumbnail, I'm like, oh, that's the Crockers, or that's this person, or that, and sometimes I might scroll right past it if I don't realize that that's who that is. So you kind of need to make your thumbnails a little familiar, have a little bit of familiarity to it. I know that's really hard to do sometimes, but if people don't, recognize it, your viewers that want to come back all the time, they may not see your video for a few days. And, if they don't click on it within the first few hours, YouTube's not probably going to really push that video out there. That's another thing, is trying to put your video out at the right time. Like the video that I put out at 4 a.m., I don't know what it's up to right now, but I know one thing, it's not doing as good as my videos that I put out at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Therese Shan said, come on, does good video. Yes, he does. If you follow him on Facebook, he posted a video of his speech. He was the best man at his brother's wedding, and he did a off-the-cuff speech, and that dude, he nailed it. It was awesome. It was a great speech. Roberta's Artistic Adventures. I like an intro if changes, but when it's the same one, I will skip right on past. It wastes my time. Yeah, you don't want to watch the same thing over and over. Like, And that's what you get back to where I'm like, watch your video over and over. If you can watch your video 5 times before you really start to lose interest and you're like, okay, um, if you could watch it 3 times, all right, you might be capturing that viewer's attention. But if you watch your own video and you can't even make it 30 seconds into your video and you're like, yeah, how do you think other people are going to be? They're going to click on your video, if they even click on it. But if they click on your video and you can't hold their attention span for 30 seconds, well, you've got work to do. Ultimate Acre says, the Crockers do rock with their channel. I mean, channels. They got a lot of channels. And I'm trying to run 3 right now, I guess. Well, the Hillbilly Woodsman, that is hard for me to do, to try and be funny or whatever. That's real work right there. Betty England, wow, you call me 65 now? Gee, thanks. I thought you was 70, Mom. Messing with you. I don't think she's actually 65 yet. I'm 44, so, she's not far from 65, I don't think. Might be a few years. Roberta said, and not leave your micro SD card out on the camp table. Yeah, I think I did that, didn't I? And you handed it back to me like, here you go, here's your SD card. Like, whoo, that would have sucked if I lost that. Lose all that footage. Man, you probably wouldn't want to see one of my SD cards and like see the real footage on there. Like, I've done rant videos and stuff where, someone really ticked me off or whatever, and I just did a rant video, and yeah, you don't want to see that. People are like, tell us how you really feel, Dave. Like, nah, you don't want to know how I really feel. Sometimes I blow off steam in front of the camera, but I don't upload it. Not unless she does it herself, yeah. S10, is it a Chevy? Maybe. No. The Galaxy S10 Plus. I think this one's just the S10. It's not the S10 Plus. I don't even know what the latest and greatest is of the Galaxy phones, but the S9 and the S10 Plus, those are pretty stinking good. And man, I've had this phone for about 3 or 4 years, I think. So it's been a bit. My mom says, making me feel so young. Yeah. You can be proud of those gray hairs though, Mom. Roberta, let's see. Ultimate Acres said, at Roberta's Artistic Adventures. Yes, that happened to me before 2 times. One person took it, and the second time the sun melted it. Ooh, dang. It really sucks whenever you lose all of your footage. Like when you have, I have a few 256 gig cards, and I've had before like just a ton, like 3 or 4 days worth of footage on there, and just lost it all. And let's say you get back home and you're like, well, I lost everything. I can't do anything. Can't do a video. So, and then trying to, all right, the biggest problem with me is when I do like a whole bunch of footage, like say when I was out there helping Ed at his property, I actually recorded a bunch, but at the same time, there was a ton of hours like where we're just standing around like talking about things or whatever. And when I got back home, I started trying to edit. 256 gigs of video is a lot of video. And when you have to start going through that and start cutting it up and piecing only like where you're doing stuff, because nobody's going to sit there and watch unless they're watching a live. they're not going to watch all that dead air where you're just like, discussing something with somebody, right? So when you have to go through and edit all the dead air out, you like you can just imagine it's going to take every bit as long as it took to shoot the video. I mean, even with like skimming through and you're like, okay, cut here, get that out of here, pull it back over. It's a lot of work, and it becomes not very enjoyable. And I like enjoying what I'm doing. At the same time, like out there at Ed's, he put a video out, a live out of building the cabin, the work being done or whatever. Now, if I was to put a video out on that, me being a bigger channel, more subscribers or whatever, then people are going to watch my video. They're probably more apt to watch my video and not go watch his video. I don't want to take from his channel. So for that reason, I did not edit or put any video out because, I know you guys would like to watch it, but you know what? Go watch his live. Help out his channel. I'm basically trying to prove to you guys I did not go out there and help him out for the views. A lot of people suggested that. There was actually even one person made a lot of promises and stuff. And I honestly feel the reason this person did what they did, made a bunch of promises, and never intended to make good on those promises. I believe the reason this person done that was to actually try and make me look bad, to make it look like I failed. That's exactly what I feel like the person did. And that's why I got very angry with the person and said, you know what? Don't even call me ever again. Because even while I was out there doing the build, this person was calling me, making promises that they did not intend to keep, and then made up excuses. I 100% believe it was excuses. That's just the way I feel. I hate to burn bridges or whatever, but honestly, I think that's what it is. So it is what it is. And I feel like, honestly, I think the only reason that person ever started watching my channel is because they were put up to no good by someone I used to work for. I started putting things together, and I'm kind of figuring out that I'm pretty sure this person is actually friends with an old boss of mine, that me and him had a falling out. And so I'm pretty sure he was put up to no good, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Let's see. Having a pretty good moral compass is a great thing, and rare these days, and particularly in New York City. I have no issue telling people my age. I'm proud I made it to 59. All my siblings, 4 of them, are gone. That go. Don Lee said, I gotta run. Have a video visit with my son in 15 minutes. All right, Don Lee, bye-bye. See ya. Have a great day. Sandy Wilkerson said, me too, Ellie's Adventures. I'm almost 69. That's a good number. And all my siblings are gone. Dadgum. But man, I hate that. My older brother's gone, and that's one thing that has affected me because he left way too early. Man, it just sucks. And if I lose my other 2 brothers, I'm older than the other 2. If I lose them, before I go, that would suck really bad. And I think probably the only thing worse than that would be to lose any of my kids or something. I just ask the Lord that I go long before they do. I don't want to be here to witness them passing or anything. Let's see. Patty England said, or my mom said, LL, he has lots of mums. Ultimate Acres, you gotta go. Got a hot date with a Batman movie. Catch y'all on the replay. Have a great day. All right, we'll see you, Ultimate Acres. Chris Reed said, you're about to get that Switch. Good thing my mom is a half a state away. It'd probably take her about an hour to get here, so that'd give me enough time to jump in the truck and take off down the road. I wouldn't make it very far because I don't have gas money. But I could go down the road a little ways and go hide down by the creek or something where she won't find me. Dana LaFell, what's up? I wish I could have went to Ed's, but I didn't have a way to get there. Yeah. Our cabin in the woods. All the male in my family have all passed from cancer before the age of 60. I will be 61 next month. Yay. Better keep your fingers crossed. My mom's side of the family, my aunt, or my mom's sister, she's had cancer. And that's actually Chris Reed, my cousin in here. It's his mom. She's had cancer. I don't even know how many times, like 5, 6, 7, 8 times or something. She's beat it a bunch of times. Oh, she has been to hell and back with cancer, I'm telling you. We lost my mom's brother, my uncle. We lost him when I was pretty young to cancer, and my mom lost her dad when she was pretty young to cancer. So that is something that kind of runs in the family, and it really sucks, especially to see people struggle and fight that. It's just, yeah. Every time I hear about someone battling cancer, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It usually, to me, it's like, it seems like the worst thing that could happen to a person to, know that the end could be very, very near. Me, myself, and I would rather not know that it's coming up or whatever and just be, just like that and done. Let's see, my youngest brother has had cancer twice and my mom 3 times. Whew, man. Fallen Arkansas veteran saying, howdy, Tony, our cabin in the woods. Well, I've been on here hour and a half. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? There's Patty Price. What's up? Hello, Patty. Got your coffee? Yeah, I heard in Ed's live yesterday he lost all that food and stuff because his refrigerator, it quit on him. It's either a plug in the propane line or the valve or something is sticking on it. I don't know. Roberta's Artistic Adventure said, my mom had nose cancer and had to have plastic surgery where they took part of her scalp to remake her nostril. She looks good now. Yeah, my aunt had that too. And I think part of her nose is gone. And when I was doing the 3D printing and stuff, everyone's like, hey, you should, make her a prosthetic or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know that I can do that. And if I did it, probably wouldn't look good. I mean, that's really kind of out of my realm of being able to do stuff like that. I mean, I could try, but yeah, I just don't know that I can be successful at that. Patty said, nope, got my Pepsi. Ellie's Adventures saying, everyone have a good day. Gotta run. Oh, dang. Patty Price said, I lost a whole freezer full last week and a freezer too. I've had that happen before. I actually got an old deep freeze in my backyard behind the shed. I've been thinking about turning that into like a little worm farm, but never got around to it. But yeah, we had it. It went out, and it was plumb full of deer meat. Lost it all. And the way we found out that it went out was it started stinking. And there was like stuff running out of it. It was gross. Yep. Hour and 34 minutes on here. I'm going to be getting off here. If you guys don't have any other questions. Roberta said, "Oh no, Patty, I'm so sorry. Will insurance cover your loss?" Patty Price said, "We're turning mine into a garden bed." Yeah, I ended up getting a big stand-up freezer, and we're kind of going through it right now. Uh, you know, dwindling down the deer meat and stuff. I've had deer meat in there. Like some of the ground deer is, I don't know, 5, 6 years old probably. Some of it's freezer burnt, so I don't let it go to waste. I just take it and brown it up in a big skillet, and then I feed that to the chickens to kind of supplement their food because the freezer burnt venison just is not good. Patty Price said, "No insurance, Roberta." Reese Shan said, "Where are you going next?" Where am I going next? What do you mean? I'm going right here to the bus, working on the bus. I don't think I'm gonna be hopping over to any other lives if that's what you're talking about. Roberta said, "Don't forget to sub to David's new channel, Ozark Life Off Grid. Scroll up for link." Yeah, the link was quite a ways up there. I think Lila Newton posted that. Pretty sure it was Lila. Hopefully I'll be getting a video out there within the next year. Patty Price said, "I lost 2 deer, several turkeys, and chickens, lots of fruit and veggies." I hope I still live here when like July or so rolls around, when the wild black raspberries come in, so I can pick those. Three Shan said, "No trips." Oh, the next trip that I want to go on is to Possum Run Homestead. But the thing is, I've got to raise money to be able to go down there. I've got to get the bus legal, for one. It will most likely end up being sometime after Shoot Dang Fest because I really want to go to that, and I need to focus on getting the bus livable. I've got to get the water, the plumbing and stuff done. I got to get the bed built, the bathroom, the composting toilet. I got to get that all built and everything. I would like to get the back deck extended out, the bumper extended, get that done. That's probably a couple day deal. I mean, we're literally like a month away from Shoot Dang Fest. So probably the next thing will be Shoot Dang Fest. I got to try and raise some money. Hence the reason for doing these right here, to, try to sell some of those and make a little bit of money, because I got to pay for fuel to go there. I've got to pay almost $500 for the tags and sales tax and all that stuff on the bus. I think it's 400 and something just for the sales tax on the bus. Let's see. You need to dig up and bring some of those blackberry vines with you when you move to new property. I don't have blackberries. They're wild black raspberries. Lightning. Bye, Betty. Mary Jemison said, "You can't leave yet, Mom. You ain't got nothing better to do." I don't see how you'd get your busted mama bees, tiny backcountry road with no place to turn around. But I know exactly where her place is. Hey, there's Des the Hobo Travel Nurse. What's up? I'm so glad to see you in here, Des. That is super awesome. And just seeing your name pop up in here, that puts a smile on my heart. I love watching your videos. Des puts a smile on my face all the time. I was just using your cup today. Check this out. Not its intended use, but that's the cup I was telling you guys about. I said I'd put this inside the cup to wind the thread on the bobbin. I was making use of your cup today. Des, I got something to send to you. Probably not this one, but when we get it perfected, I'm working on some patches, and I'll be sending you one. And Des said, I'm glad to be here, Dave. Awesome. Good to see you. I'm glad you're posting again. Guys, if you don't know who Des the Hobo Travel Nurse is and what her channel's about, you need to go check it out. Go back way back, all the way back to the first Pryor, Oklahoma meetup, and start watching her channel from that point, at least maybe even before that. As far back as I know, she was living in a car, traveling as a nurse. Pretty crazy to see like where she came from and like, or from that point anyway, and like where she is now and everything. They built a bus and everything, so go check out her channel. If you don't know who she is, I know most of you guys probably know Des the Hobo Travel Nurse in here, but go over, check her videos out, please, for me. Let's see, Lori's, hey Des, Joy Bless Live, and say, hey Des. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody's like, they know who Des is. Hey, look at that. My mom posted the link for my new channel. Mom's learning some stuff. Des saying hi back to everybody. Ellie's Adventure, I was just thinking of you, Des. How's your mama? Yeah, I imagine her mama's still up to the same old, right? Roberta said, thank you, Betty, for sharing Dave's new channel link. Des said, Mom is doing great. Ellie, I was just getting ready to hop out of here. Des hopped in here. That is so awesome. But yeah, I will be doing some of these right here for channel members. They're going to be a little different than anybody else can get. And I'm going to be looking for what I'm thinking is I'll do this color of handle. I like that darker handle. And then I want to get some metallic gold for the axe head. And I might even do the Hood's Custom Shop in gold for channel members. I don't do like specific videos just for my channel members, but I do like to make things for the members of the channel, like, you know, say a handmade wood coffee cup or something like that, or like this right here. I'll send things like that periodically out to channel members. So if you are a channel member, send me your shipping address, email it to me or whatever, and that way I can have that to send to you or whatever, send stuff to you. I know some of you are like, you don't need to send me stuff or whatever. Yeah, but hey, I want to send you stuff, all right? Our Cabin of the Woods said, Dave, I am subbed and waiting for videos. The patch looks great. Thank you. Dave, you got 22 subs on Ozark Life Off Grid. 22 subs. I don't even have a video on it yet. I started that channel thinking, you know, I probably want to start a second channel when I go off grid with the bus and everything. That's pretty much like what I want that channel to be about, like just showing like whatever I'm doing from day to day, or even doing lives, kind of talking about the day-to-day life, you know, maybe struggles or whatever I might be having with solar or whatever. So people can kind of see, you know, I'm starting off with 600 watts of solar panel and 400 watts of lithium iron phosphate batteries. And, you know, I kind of want people to see what it's like to live off grid in the bus, and also, you know, using things like the sewing machine here to make patches and stuff, and do that 100% off of the solar and stuff like that. Let's see. David, go video a campfire and upload it. I'll give you 5 minutes. What? Go video a campfire and upload it. I'll give you 5 minutes. It'll take me longer than 5 minutes, especially since it rained. I mean, I could upload a video right now, but it's going to be a video already done. I actually have a campfire video on my phone, but I'm pretty sure I already uploaded that one. Um, but it's been raining, so it'd be pretty hard to start a campfire right now. I could do it. Um, I actually have a fire starter that's basically cotton balls soaked in Vaseline, and all you got to do is take the cotton and fray it out, to like pull it apart, and those little fuzzies sticking up that's soaked in the Vaseline. Hit a spark to that, a good spark to it, and that will light up and burn for probably a good 5 minutes, and that usually is enough to get a little campfire started. I can't wait till I can get the wood burning stove installed in here. I actually have a table that I built a few years ago, like 4 years ago, I think. I might be putting that in here. It's been in the house for about 4 years, I guess, and my 3D printer's been sitting on it. And I'm thinking about just taking it out to the sawmill, and hopefully it'll fit on the sawmill, and then just having it upside down and using the sawmill to cut the legs off and just make it shorter so that it's a decent height in here to put the wood burning stove on. Yeah, we talked about that before, Lori Cart. Someone had suggested that before, so I can make a suggestion on patch. Maybe put hoods on top, or maybe a little. Yeah, we're gonna make it a little bigger. I talked to Dawn Lee about that a little bit already. What she's going to do the edits and stuff like I suggested or whatever, but we're not putting anything below the axe. That is going to be left open because some of these are probably going to be specialized. Like, let's say if I'm going to send this to somebody, a channel or something, I can personalize this area, hopefully. If I can figure it out, personalize that with someone's name, their channel name or something. I might be able to put like Dez or something on there, right? So I'm not putting part of my name underneath the axe. I'm not going to change my logo. Because that right there is my logo, all right. But I want the bottom part left open to maybe be able to put someone's name or initials or something in there, or channel name or something like that. Oh wait, it's raining. Go video the rain and upload it to your new channel. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't want to just upload a video to upload a video. I might put something on there. I'll probably look through some footage and stuff that I got and see what I can put on there. Maybe put together a little intro or something of some of the stuff I've already done to the bus. That's one thing I need to do, is kind of do an introductory type video. That's something I've never really done with this channel. I really kind of need to do that. And do like an introductory video. I know in YouTube Studio, I think it is, you can actually, like, new people to your channel that watch one of your videos and they subscribe or something, I think what it does is direct them or suggest an intro video that you've done, or introductory video to your channel that kind of like explains what your channel's about. And something like that, I probably should do a voiceover, and that's something I've been wanting to do, is like do a video where I just do a voiceover where it's like an intro, but instead of putting music with it, I can maybe kind of do a voiceover to that and put some kind of theme music or whatever to that. I've watched what is his name? Chrome with Van City Van Life. There's Cruzy right there. I got his sticker. But you watch some of his videos and the way he does like a voiceover and stuff, that's something I want to kind of get into a little bit and explore that a little bit. And that's going to be kind of what I'm doing with this new channel. This Hood's Custom Shop, it's really hard to grow this channel. I don't know why. It's just, and I kind of feel like I'm stuck in this rut, with being a custom shop or whatnot, doing the woodworking and everything. And I think what I need to do, taking my own advice, like what I gave Ed, and making the name of my channel a little more searchable. Ozark is actually a pretty highly searched word, like the movie Ozark. I was actually wanting to just name the channel Ozark, but there's a movie out there named that, and I don't want any copyright issues or anything, or I don't want to be getting a cease and desist from some Hollywood place or whatever. Uh, so I just kind of thought it up, and I've got a lot of different channel names, but I think that one is the one I want to go with. Um, Betty England said, "Yeah, where's Tiny Tim? Oh man, I forgot to go check out his video yesterday. Dang it." Uh, Three Shans, I would like to see you sew. You don't want to watch me sew. Trust me. I do have some video of the machine sewing where I just kind of unsteadily held the camera there, watching it literally on this patch right here. Or, no, sorry. Wrong one. This one. This is the third one I've done, and the best one so far. So I will be putting a video together on that. I might actually get that done today because it's a pretty simple video. I just have to do like probably an introduction to it and an outro or whatever. Because literally all I did was, while I was sewing, I just held the phone up there and recorded. Roberta said, "Hi Betty, where is Tim? He is always on these lives. I hope all is well with him." Yeah, I mean, she don't know where he's at. Don't know if did he pop in here earlier? I thought he did. Probably missed him. He may not have popped in. You can make a trailer video. Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about. Trailer video. Introductory trailer. Yeah. But yeah, stuff like that. I usually have to think more about it. And like really, I probably need to actually write things down, like what I want the channel to be about. I mean, I've already kind of talked about it, but I have to kind of write it down so I like can try to stick to that. That's one thing I haven't done with this channel, is I haven't really tried to stick to one thing. I mean, the name of this channel used to be David Hood. That's like all it was David Hood. It was about me, my life, whatever I was doing. I used to do a lot of, and it's hard to say. I mean, I can't say the words because YouTube will like do things I don't like. But I used to run a hand-operated press that made pew-pews. That was what my channel was all about, and I can't talk too much about it because they will like limit my monetization. Yeah. What happened here? Do you show the machine too? Some of it, yeah. I think I actually kind of panned out or zoomed out from it and showed that. What all do you want to know about the machine? I can show you the machine right now. It's not running, but I can show you guys real quick. No. Patty Price trying to call me. What are you trying to call me for, Patty? All right. There is the machine. It is the brother. Let me move this tripod so I can get in there closer. The SE625. Right there. That's what it looks like. There's the little embroidery thing. Yada, yada, yada. Pretty simple. I don't know what all you want to know. Yeah, they probably got a newer machine by now because I bought this when the CV thing first started happening or whatever, and I started making masks. I think that video was called, I can't even remember what I titled it, the Mimi G style face mask or something like that. So basically I watched a YouTube video, Mimi G, I think was the name of her channel. And basically I made my own pattern and everything, but the same kind of style that she used, and used this machine. And basically I went to Walmart to get a sewing machine because I was trying to use my old sewing machine and it was just breaking the thread left and right. I couldn't get the tension set right. And I said, well, the machine's messed up. So I went to Walmart and I literally had to go all the way to Jane, Missouri, to the Walmart down there to get it because Joplin, Carthage, Neosho, Veneta, like every Walmart, even the Grove, Oklahoma Walmart, was sold out of sewing machines, and this one was the only one that any Walmart store had. So I, called them up and I said, "Hey, put my name on it. Don't sell it to nobody." They actually took it up to customer service. I went in there. I forget what I paid for it, but it was a lot of money at the time, uh, and that's what I got. And I said, "Well, I can maybe start making patches for the channel one day." I have no idea how to do that. And, in my last live, I was talking about it. And Dawn Lee started talking about, like helping me out with that and everything. So she done the file and messaged that to me in Messenger right there. Downloaded it, put it on there, and so far so good. Made it start working. And she's actually sometime today, I think, going to work on the updates to it. And then this afternoon, I'll probably do some more. But yeah, I wanted the lettering just a little bit bigger so you can kind of see what it says. I know it's kind of hard to read it. I mean, it's so tiny. But yeah, there it is right there. Yeah. Mary Jamison said, Sandy Wilkerson, so sorry. What'd I miss? David, I was the oldest of us three. My youngest brother passed 17 years ago at 49, and the middle brother passed away 4 years ago at 62. Man, there's days I hurt inside so much. Yes, and March is usually a rough month for me. A lot of times, like if I'm reminded of it around March, that's I'm pretty sure that was when my brother died, and like it just sometimes when that hits me, I won't be on YouTube for a while because it just I don't know. I kind of hit a little bit of depression and stuff. It's rough. Sandy Wilkerson said, thank you, Cindy Brown and Betty England. YouTube is my way out some days. Yep. And I get letters from people sometimes that, have explained that to me. I don't read those out loud or anything on YouTube, because I understand that is, personal stuff that you guys, when you send me a letter like that, I'm not going to be putting that out there on YouTube because, it's kind of personal. And but I do appreciate getting those letters and everything. A lot of people have sent me letters and cards and stuff, saying, hey, I really enjoy your videos, how you make them entertaining. And it just takes me away from the reality that I'm living in, whatever your situation is. And that means a lot to me. It makes me understand that what I do is actually worth doing, and that makes it all worth it right there. That's not originally like what I started doing YouTube for. Originally, I started doing YouTube to try and help people learn things and stuff. And then at some point, it got to where I was like, maybe I could make a living doing this. And so that's kind of what I've been driven towards. And in doing so, at the same time, I like helping people out. I've been helped out and been blessed by people before, and I like to pay it forward. I feel like if I didn't, that would, them helping me out would be wasted if I don't return the favor and pay it forward and help other people out. I see that a lot of times where, somebody is helped out by someone and then they don't pay it forward. But who am I to judge, right? I do what I can to help people out, and then I get judged by people insinuating that I do it just for the views. And so I say, well, I do YouTube for the views, But me going and helping someone out, like helping Ed or helping Like a Bully Homestead, I don't do that for the views. I don't do it just for the views. Now, making the videos, yes, I make those videos and put them out there for the views. And a lot of times there's you guys that put money towards helping me go do these things. And I kind of feel obligated to share the, what is going on with y'all so you can kind of see what's going on. And, you know, that's been really heavy on my heart when I went out to help Ed. And there's been a lot of other things like people have stated, maybe you shouldn't do any videos on it. Maybe you should just not even go out there and build the cabin for him. You should just take the lumber to him and say, here, build, which is honestly would help his channel out a bunch if it was just him building it. But at the same time, I kind of felt like, well, if I just take the lumber there and I drop it off, it could just lay there and go to waste and not be used. So if I was to go there and build it out, and I planned on building the entire thing, but there was a lot of things that fell through. I was made, a lot of promises were made to me, and for Ed or whatever, he doesn't know the promises that were made because I was trying to keep all this stuff a secret. And I went out there with full intentions of being able to build out the whole cabin. But this person made big promises. They fell through. They didn't supply the tin. They didn't supply the sheathing. They didn't supply the decking, the electrical, all kinds of things were promised. Thousands and thousands. Okay, literally $3,000 is what this person said they were going to give to the project. This person also said they were going to give me $2,000 to help pay for my expenses of going out there. None of which did they follow through on. The person also said that they were going to come out and help with the build. That didn't happen either. I understand that there was supposedly some things happened or whatever that prevented the person from coming out. But then later on, this person called me and said that they did not send any money or anything, did not come out, because while we were building it, oddly enough, while we're actually there building it, Ed and myself both had some derogatory marks about why things were the way they were. All I did was speak the truth, okay? Sorry if the truth hurts, but you know what? I was already there building, and had the person actually, done what they said they were going to do, those materials would have been there and ready while we were there building, okay? So that's why I'm a little bit ticked off about that and everything, because that is literally why the building stopped, okay? Because we cannot put the tin on the roof of that building. There's literally thousands of pounds of oak lumber up there on those walls. Those walls have to have some sort of sheathing on them to give them the shear strength, because if you just have stick walls for the building and you don't have any sheathing of any sort to cross brace the walls, and you put a couple thousand more pounds of metal on that roof, the metal itself will strengthen the roof itself. But the walls, all it would take is a little bit of a twist, and that whole building will fall down on your head. So we could not go any further with that build. Hope everyone understands why the build is on hold right now. I've told Ed, I said, you could continue, you can put the walls up, the outside, right? If you would just plan on putting the sheathing, the plywood on the interior walls. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to do it a different way. And hey, it's his cabin. He gets to do what he wants, right? So he wants to actually put the board and batten type wood on the inside. That's up to him. So, from here on out, that's in his ballpark, what he wants to do. Cindy Brown said, I think it would look good with hoods on the top and custom shop under the X. Yeah, but that would not be my logo. Like when you copyright something, like you don't change it, because then I'd have to copyright it again. And I want the bottom needs to be left open for customization. Cindy Brown said, "Wow, is that rain?" Yes, it's rain. Uh, it actually is like I've got this window propped open over here. Let me show you. Oh, if I could turn this, come on, camera. So yeah, I've got the emergency hatch open. I've been considering closing it because there's cold air blowing in there. It's a little chilly, but yeah, down here you can't see it. There's my coffee. Don't mind the mess. But yeah, the fender well right there is soaking wet with rain right now. Well, it's not too terrible. Um, People often fail to see the big picture. Yep. Yeah. You shouldn't listen to the trolls bullying. Yeah, I mean, I try not to listen to them, but there's this thing. Once you read a comment, you cannot unread that. And it's going to weigh on your mind. Like, say you go to sleep and you're kind of thinking about this stuff subliminally, right? And then there's like what I said earlier, when someone says your intro was too long. Well, in your opinion, but what about, the other 2,000 or what, some odd, almost 3,000 or over 3,000 subscribers who watch my channel who might think that it's just fine, right? I know you don't want to have an intro that's like super long, but at the same time, there is no set time limit how long your intro should be. Just like there's no set time limit how long you should do a live. I've been on here for 2 hours and 6 minutes already, which is actually about how long I normally do a live. It was about 2 hours. I've been trying to kind of cut those down because nobody is going to want to watch through a live this long. Some people do, some people don't, or most people don't. Hey, there's Lobo Reyes. What's up? He says, hello, amigos from Mexico. Joy Bless Life. Teamwork helps so much. So just keep doing what's on your heart. Dolly says, hi, Lobo. Trees Chance. I like when you show it, Dave. When I show what? What you talking about? Dave looks like Dawn made it correctly. Yeah, I mean, she said that there's some things she can do to it to help perfect it, and so she's going to work her magic on it. And I mean, there's little things like the words here are going to be moved up this direction just a little bit so she can make the letters just a tiny bit bigger. And I think like the border around this right here probably a little bit wider. And see right there, you can see that the black line doesn't match up perfectly with the green. Hard to tell, but little things like that she's trying to perfect because there's a little bit of the material trying to shrink a little bit from the stress from the stitching and everything. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And so if we can just kind of make that border a little wider, it'll cover it up and look better. Roberta said, I like watching these lives, but it helps when the chat is visible. Yeah, unfortunately, when I get off here, the live chat will not be on there for like a day or so, something like that. I don't know. But eventually it does pop back up on there. Usually. I don't even go back and watch my lives. If I did, I would probably delete them. Mary Jemison said, that's awful, Dave. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, like what a certain person done. Pretty sure him and my ex-boss are buddies because my ex-boss is buddies with a lot of people down there in that area. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason that person even ever showed up on my channel. Yeah, and I know that there's actually a few haters on my channel that is actually my old boss. He's actually the one that called me a e-beggar and said some really nasty stuff. It's amazing how you can look at the words that someone types and they literally type stuff the way that they say it in real life. And when you've known somebody for like 15 years of your life, um, you know how they talk, you know the words they use, the way they say things. And when you see that stuff on here, whether it's a fake account or not, you see it and you're like, I know who you are. You know, I'm 99% sure I know that he was my ex-boss. And it really coincides, like when I threw him under the bus and I said things about him, what he did, and he is a Shriner. And you know, him being a Shriner, and if certain people in the world knew, uh, not just a Shriner, but you know, those people that are held to a higher standard, right? An elk and all kinds of. He's part of a lot of those groups and stuff. And so there's other people who are also those members, and they watch my channel, and they know him. They know that I used to work for him. If they knew what he did, he would be booted out. Um, so that is one reason why he is so hateful towards me, because I'm too honest for him, I guess. I won't put up with the BS that he was doing, the way he was ripping me off with my paychecks and stuff. You know, and not necessarily ripping me off, but really actually just ripping the government off, just kind of the way he was using the system, saying that he was paying me per diem, messing with my hours, like lowering my hours, saying he was paying me per diem. So my paycheck was the same. But the taxes that were paid in, which would affect me later on, whenever, you know, if I ever was to start, you know, being on disability or something, that would affect the amount that I get paid, right? So that is kind of screwing me over, because I'm still paying the same amount in taxes, but he's changing things around to where it's actually not going into the state. He is the one reaping the benefits from it. So when I said stuff like that and what he did and why I had to quit my job and what he did as to why I couldn't collect unemployment, because with the current situation going on, if your unemployment is disputed whatsoever, you have no recourse right now, because you cannot even get a hearing. You can't get a hold of nobody to try and get that, you know, fixed or whatever. You can't contest it, is what I'm saying. So with the current situation, with all that stuff going on, basically I just said, you know what, it's not worth my time, because it would be a full-time job to sit there on the phone on hold for many hours trying to get that, or I can just move on with my life and try to run my business, try to make money as much as I possibly can with the sawmill and everything. So that's what I did. I just said, you know what, I don't need that unemployment. I'll just, you know, keep doing what I'm doing, try to make money, but it's been a struggle. um, but you know what? As soon as I put that out there, that's when I started getting those hateful comments and stuff. And that's what I was like, I know who it is. Let's see. Donnelly said, I use what they call a sketch stitch to outline the patch. I'm going to change it to a satin stitch to outline it. Okay. Yeah, whatever works. I don't know, but that's good to know. If I ever get to where I have a software, I think there's like a free software. It probably is very limited, that I can get from the Brother website or whatever. That could, you know, maybe I can do maybe some basic stuff. Hopefully. FTS. Dave, Dawn made the patch correctly. She could add satin stitches around the outer edge to finish the patch nicely. You should use a heavy stabilizer to start. Cool. Good to know. I'll have to look into seeing if I can get something like that at the store. Let's see. 3 Shans. When you show helping and building, and I watched Ed's too. Yeah. Yeah, I just... Maybe at some point I might put a video out there, like here pretty soon, maybe in the next week or two, I could do a video showing a little bit of the build and stuff like that. I did some video like breakfast with Dave. I was, you know, cooking breakfast in my canopy tent for the few people that was there when we first showed up. And I might show a little bit of that or whatever, because like no one else has that on footage, right? So I might show a little bit of that and use that video to direct more people over to Ed's video. That's kind of my thinking. Like when everything kind of dies down on his channel, I can just do a video like that to kind of spring the momentum going back to his channel a little bit. Because the whole point in this is to try to help him out, to try and help his channel, so he help make his dreams come true. That is the whole purpose of the Helping Hands Project Dreamweavers, and that logo that I had made, which I've got to get that copywritten within the next year. I have already the intent to copyright in the copyright release and everything on that already. So I've got to actually copyright it, because the person who created it will maybe try to steal that from me or something. When embroidering dense stitches, you should use heavyweight tearaway stabilizer. I used OESD stabilizer to stop the patch from puckering. Oh, typically with free software, they will let you use it, but you can't save your work. So like I would have to literally do that every time I'd done a patch or something. That would suck. I mean, at least like with what you've sent me, I've got it on a thumb drive, and as long as that, well, I mean, I got it on Messenger too, sort of as a backup. I could probably make backups of it to where I don't lose it. Roberta said that breakfast was delicious. Yeah, and she brought the bacon. We had a bunch of bacon. We had country fried potatoes and eggs. That's what I usually have for breakfast. Here I've got 2 hens right now. I'm down to 2 hens. And so I get 2 to 3 eggs a day right now. I'm pretty sure the Rhode Island Red is the one that lays 2 eggs every now and then. And they, like, the yolks have been way darker here lately. Excuse me. But thank you, Roberta. I just wish I'd had like salt and pepper. Well, I guess I did have salt there. I just didn't have pepper. I can't eat pepper. Black pepper, I found out, is really bad for me. I love black pepper. Like when I make my homemade biscuits and gravy, I use bacon grease, milk, flour, and salt and pepper. All right, we're back. But yeah, pepper at any, like, just a little bit of pepper, I eat that and it tears me up. Sandy Wilkerson said, hey, got to run and get something done around here. Y'all have a great afternoon. I need to do the same. I've been on here for a good bit. For some reason, it's saying I've been on here for 1 minute and 52 seconds. Apparently, it restarted. So, yeah, I need to be getting off here, y'all. Thank you, Cuz, for the $20 super chat. That'll help out a bunch. And, yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one on whatever it is I'm doing. My mom said, later, Sandy. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming by.